Well, hello, hello. Welcome to Crypto Cowboy Show, and this is the Crypto Update. My name is Jay Scott, aka Crypto Cowboy. I'm the founder of Freedom Life 3.0, where we help people take back control of their financial freedom through investing in alternative assets like crypto, like real estate, precious metals, all so you can get ahead of the inflation and money debasement and really create the dream life that you want to. All right, so let's pop in here to the news. And first up is the disclaimer, as always. All right, let's move on. All right, so with the latest move by the Fed and other central banks, global liquidity is on. It's slowly turning the tide. Global money supply has already reached new time highs and is accelerating. Expansionary money supply growth periods are usually associated with Bitcoin bull runs. What is more, the increase in the global liquidity is coinciding with the increasing supply of scarcity in Bitcoin, which has been intensifying since the latest halving back in April 2024. Now, there tends to be a significant lag between the halving event and the momentum of the supply shock, which starts to become significant as the supply deficit kicks in and tends to accumulate over time. So it appears is that this is the perfect confluence of an increase in potential global money supply, M2, and the supply or the reduction in supply. So as this chart shows here, we can see that Bitcoin is in green here, and we can see global money supply is moving up. And we're about to see this parabolic move because look at the history. So when global money supply goes up, boom, Bitcoin goes up. Same. Look where it did this time back in 2018. That's what we're hoping for is another boom in crypto. It's happened in the past. A lot of people think that it's the halving that really creates the boom in crypto. It's more likely that it's M2 money supply with also the decrease in supply that happens after the halving. So either way, folks, we're in for a ride. So buckle up. It's going to be fun. All right. So the summer months typically have been one of the worst performing months for Bitcoin. So we saw this. It's pretty clear here. We can see, look here in August and September. Ooh, yeah, not so good. But look at October. Look at November and December, and that's what's coming up, folks. So I'm pretty excited. I hope you are too. I hope you got your bags packed because we're going to see significant growth. And whether we see a recession or not, I think we're going to see this play out. No question, one way or the other. There's just too many tailwinds that are pushing Bitcoin up. So we look forward to that. All right. So what the heck is this picture of this crab? Well, you know what a crab is? So crabs are considered people with less than 10 Bitcoin. They're called crabs. And we've got shrimps that are less than 1 Bitcoin. So in the past 30 days, Bitcoin has been seeing significant rallies in accumulation of approximately 88,000 Bitcoin being amassed on a net basis. Now, this strong period of accumulation, which has persisted throughout much of September, is notably being about 7 times the monthly Bitcoin issuance, which we know is about 450 Bitcoin a day now. So that's around 13,500. So that's a lot of Bitcoin that's being bought up, 88,000, when there's only 13,500 that were created. So what does that do? Low supply, high demand? You got it. So a deeper analysis of this reveals that retail investors, particularly smaller holders, shrimps and crabs, have been buying Bitcoin. Now, they have accumulated 35,000 Bitcoin, these shrimps and crabs. So what are you guys? Are you a crab? Now, my goal is always to be 1 Bitcoin. I want to have 1 Bitcoin so that no matter where the price tracks, I know what I've got basically in my bags. No more than that will be good. That's my goal is 1 Bitcoin. 10 Bitcoin would be really sweet. But what are you? Crab, shrimp? You can have any amount of Bitcoin and still be a shrimp. I think there's even krill or something that's less than, I don't know, half a Bitcoin or something. I don't know. Anyways, this is good news because after the ETFs, we saw that institutional investing was coming in, but really retail hadn't hit the mark yet. So this is a good sign. Retail is here. We've already got institutional investors in all the ETFs. So another really, really good sign for Bitcoin. Yay. Well, and as this can see, this is a snapshot of the banter bubbles for the week of September 23rd. So this is this last week, and look at it all green. It's hardly ever green. Now, if you click on the daily, you can see that, it goes up and down, as we know crypto does, but it's been a really good week. And as of today, which is the 26th, Bitcoin is hovering around that 65,000, which we know is that resistance level that if we pop through that, I think we're on our way to all-time highs above 73,000. And then who knows where, hopefully on and on and on. Particularly look at Tau. This is my little favorite one here, Tau. I got into this one pretty early, and this was one of my flyers. So my investment theory is mostly my blue chips. Then I've got some, Solana, Ether, what I call still sort of the blue chips out there. And then I take flyers, about 10% of my portfolio, on whatever the narrative is. And in 23 and 24, the narrative was AI. So Tau is a big AI play, and it took off and then went down, and now it's coming back up. So I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, what coin on here have you guys got? What looks really good? Let me know in the comments what coins you got there. All right, so fear and greed. Look, we're pretty good. Just a couple weeks ago, I think we reported here that we were down like in the 30s. So a lot of fear. Now we're right in the middle, which is a great time to buy, right? Perfect time to buy. So we know that when we get into the high green, we get into a lot of greed. That's when we'll be starting to look to sell or get out of the market, because when everybody's talking about it, when everybody's greedy, that's about the time to get out. Smart investors, get out, because you want to buy low and sell high. All right, so this is an interesting chart. So like any new asset class, initially this increases parabolically over time. So the curve starts to flatten over time. So you can see that the actual up and down is very volatile. But over time, and again, when they plot this on these, but over time, we come along here and we're going to start to flatten out, when we get later down the line. But right now, we're still in this very volatile time. So Bitcoin is still relatively new, having been around for just over a decade. And it's going to continue to follow this trend, which I think we're going to see more ups and downs like this. I hope so, actually, because this is when I really got it. When I got in fairly high into crypto in the 60,000s, and I saw it go down into the 30s. But I was convicted. I was sure. I understood Bitcoin. I knew it was going to go back up. And so I accumulated. I bought in the downtimes, in the bear market. And I've watched it come back up. And I want to repeat this as much as I can. I do want eventually the volatility to flatten out. But right now, it's a great time to buy in these bear markets. So I think there's still time. But we're still going to have a couple of more pump and dumps, I believe, meaning we're going to get really, really high and then we're going to crash down again. I don't know where we're going to go, if we're going to get back down to 30 or not, maybe. It's going to be a little different, I think, because we've got so much pressure from the ETFs coming in, and hopefully they're going to continue just to buy. It will probably flatten out the volatility a bit, but I still think we're going to have it. So I don't know, still a good thing. All right, so this is showing again more potential for the bull run. So we saw in the first leg of the bull run at the end of the year, you could see where we had a little bit of bull run right in here, and then it's been flattening out. Now, what this is called a fractal, and what you do is we look back from the last cycle right in here, and basically just copied and pasted this and moved it over to here to see, tied it in right to the end here to see where can we go from here. And you can see that it's definitely up. So we're starting to move this. This is just an estimate. It's a guess. After the halving, where can we go to? So a lot of people are still thinking 100,000. So we'll see what happens here. But this is, again, more good news. All right, more cowbell. You guys know about more cowbell. This has been really created by Raoul Pal, who he just basically said more cowbell is M2 money supply. We need more cowbell and Bitcoin will pump. So I thought in response to that, we're gonna play a little something here. Hopefully if I can get this to work here. Pop this on. All right, let's see if you guys can see this. Yeah. Hold on. It's going to be fun. Ready? 3. That's a lot of fun. I just get a kick out of that. And when anybody talks about more M2 money supply, I think of this Saturday night skit with Will Ferrell. Christopher Walken came in and they were playing this Blue Oyster Cult, Fear the Reaper, and it's just hilarious. You got to watch this. Just search more cowbell Saturday Night Live and you will see it. But it's true. We're talking about M2 money supply, more cowbell. So that's what we're getting. We're getting more cowbell. And just to prove it, take a look at this. This is a chart of Bitcoin. I want you to take a look here. Let's see if I can I blow this up a little bit? Yeah. All right. So we've got Bitcoin here as the second one here. Second one down. You got ETF class, then we've got Bitcoin, then we've got the NASDAQ. So you can see here that in the red zones are our bear markets. So we go in these cycles, and then we have 3 years of good years. So here's what more cowbell does. When global money supply goes up, we see these kind of numbers in Bitcoin. Year to date so far, 59.6%. Annualized, 145% annualized. That's over as long as it's been around. It's averaged out 145% a year. That, my friends, is what more cowbell does. Awesome. Okay, let's got to shrink this down here a bit. How are we doing? Move. Okay, so altcoin season. Well, as you can see by this chart, we're not right there. We're not quite there yet. We're still right in here. To get to altcoin season, we need to get up here. What is altcoin season? Well, this is basically after Bitcoin goes up, we start seeing people taking profits from their Bitcoin and moving it into other cryptos, into the other altcoins. And so typically we call this altcoin season because Bitcoin takes the lead and then it starts to bleed out. So we've got a ways to go, but we're starting to see signs. As you can see, actually, let me back up here. We're back here. We're starting to see a lot of these altcoins start to pop up here. My buddy Tao, come on, buddy. You can do it. We're looking at, look at Sui, look at Say. I mean, there's a lot of them, but here's another one I got, Pith. They're all doing pretty good. So this is we're waiting for altcoin season because we all know Bitcoin's going to go up and we can make a lot of money and with Bitcoin, but I don't want to move that. But we know that these altcoins that have smaller market caps are going to go up way more. So yay for altcoin season. All right, everybody, that's all for crypto news. Hope you're doing good. Remember, you can learn about crypto for free at my Crypto 101 Masterclass. The link is in the show notes. Go in there, check it out. It's all for free. It's 2.5 hours of everything you'd want to know about crypto, why it was created, what problem it solves, and actually give examples of actually buy Bitcoin from a crypto exchange. And if you haven't invested in crypto yet, or you have and you're a little bit confused, or maybe you invested a couple of years ago and you just forgot about it and you're kind of nervous about it, go watch this free masterclass and you will learn how to trade and invest in crypto. All right, thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.